Guys, I am stoked. It looks so good. I've been dreaming of this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or to the channel if you're new here. Lots been happening. We've been super busy trying to get this swap done. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so I'm stoked on that. Hopefully by the time this video goes up, we do hit 500. I think we're at like 480 right now or something. So I want to thank you guys for that. That's awesome. In this video, I want to get the 14 bolt put in. So I'm going to get the new Metal Cloak lift I got. I bought the Game Changer 4.5. I'm going to get that opened up, get everything laid out. And I want to get the rear axle in to free up some garage space. So the Dana 60 isn't quite done yet. You can see it laying back there on the floor by the fan. If I get the 14 bolt in, it'll clear up some space and I can get a measurement for a rear drive shaft. And yeah, it'll be some more motivation, which we need. So yeah, I got a couple things to take off the underneath of the four-door. Yeah, I'm going to take off the factory track bar, the drive shaft, the sway bar. I'm not going to run a rear sway bar, at least for now. Eventually, maybe I'll go to a rear anti-rock, but for now, we're not running a rear sway bar. I actually didn't even put the tabs on the 14 bolt. So I'm going to start with that, get those couple things taken off, and then get all these boxes cracked open, get everything laid out, sorted out for the front and rear, and we'll go from there. First thing I'm going to remove is this rear sway bar. It's two 16 millimeters on each side. Hopefully this impact just takes them right off. One side came off. On to the other side. One rear sway bar delete. Done. Next up, let's get this track bar taken off. 21 millimeter. I love when stuff comes apart. There she goes. Timber! Alright, so underneath the Jeep here, I'm going to get the drive shaft taken off the transfer case side. I gotta take the front one off too, so I'll just show you the rear one, then I'm gonna zap the front one off too, that way I can just get them both done quick. So here's what it looks like. It's a bunch of 8 millimeter bolts. There's about 8 of them in the straps. There's the last one. I should be able to just pull this right off without hitting myself in the head. It's gonna need a little bit of persuasion. I'm gonna go grab the massager. Oh yeah, she's working her way off. Hopefully not into my face, but we'll see. There she went. One JKU factory drive shaft. I'm gonna go ahead now and get the front one taken off too. Same exact concept, same bolt, same 8 millimeters, same hammer. All right, there's the front shaft out. One JKU factory front drive shaft. Okay, so now that the drive shafts are out, the rear track bar's off. What else I take off? The rear sway bar. Everything's stripped that needs to be stripped. So I'm gonna get all the boxes laid out here, start opening them up, sorting what goes to the front, what goes to the rear. And we're gonna try to get this rear axle put in. Okay, so here's everything for the rear. That's front and rear control arms, bump stop kit, track bar mount, which I'm not gonna need that anyway. Sway bar links, not gonna need them. Front and rear track bar, rear shocks, and the coil springs. So let's get this stuff opened up, get it laid out, and start bolting it to the Jeep. Man, this stuff is pretty. So yeah, I got rid of the box we didn't need, like track bar bracket, sway bar link, and the bump stop. I'm not doing bump stops yet. That'll be after, once it's moving and we can flex it out and see what we need. But yeah, look at these control arms. They're gonna look sick underneath there. Shocks and then the coil springs. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get the upper and lower control arms put on. and then we'll slide the axle underneath, put the coil springs in, and bolt the shocks up, and it'll be ready to sit on its own weight. So right now I'm getting these roughly adjusted to what they should be from stock. It calls for the rear lowers to be at 20 and 15/16. Right now I'm at 20 and a half. There's 20 and 3/4. $20 and 7/8. We're getting close. And there it is, 20 and 15/16. Now I'll get this one set up the same way. Seems like a lot of thread out, but I'll actually take this one out the whole way, just see how long they are. You can see roughly how much thread we still have in there. There they're lined up, so it's not a ton. I'll probably like more, but that's what it calls for, so that's what we're gonna set them up for now. We'll have to make some adjustments once we get them in there, if we need more pinion angle or something. One turn out, maybe. Yeah, right there's where it should be. So we'll get these nuts down. So we'll obviously get all tightened up once everything's together. And now we can set up the uppers. The uppers call for 18 and 15/16. I'm not even sure the best way to measure these ones. I guess like this. Alright, now they're all four set where they should be roughly. Like I said, we'll have to, I'm sure, adjust them to get the pinion angle we want. But now they should be ready to bolt them into the Jeep. Okay, so we shall start with the lower one. Factory hardware. I'm gonna go grab a wrench and just snug these up just a little bit. Okay, it's good enough for now. Okay, now I'll move to the other side. Okay. Alright, with those control arms in, I think we should be ready to get the axle underneath the Jeep and bolt the control arms to the axle side, which is awesome. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this for months, about 2 months. So I'm going to get it off this stand, get it drug underneath, and yeah, we should be ready to hook it up. So I think this engine hoist is going to be the best way to get it off this stand down onto the ground. And then I'll probably wheel it over close and then set it down onto the floor jack. And I'll use the floor jack to roll it underneath the Jeep. So I'm going to get this rigged up, get it picked up here off the stand, and get it closer to the Jeep. Yeah, we're up off. Very carefully lower this down with my left hand. What's the chances of that? Actually got it perfectly balanced. That seems dangerous. But whatever. We'll at least get it unhooked and get this engine hoist out of here and hopefully it don't fall. Look at that. All right, so we got it under there, still sitting on the floor jack. But now I can work on getting the control arms hooked up, and then this thing will be where it needs to be. Control arms, and then coil springs, and then shocks. We can put some tires on, and then figure out the track bar. So I'm using a scissor jack to try to rotate the pinion up. Okay, now it should be ready. So it needs to come up just a little bit. I think this is working. Here's the other side. It's a little darker, but I really like those gold control arms. Yeah, let's get the strap off, get it jacked up some, and get the coil springs in. One. And two. Now I can get this thing jacked up and put the shocks on. Now for the fun part, we have to cut the strap and shove the bolt in before it goes too far. She's a little tight. All right, there's one. Somebody put this jack right here. Man, I missed it. There we go. All right, guys, here's what we're working with. Everything is in, except for the track bar. I gotta figure that out yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and tighten a whole lot of bolts to get all these torqued up to where they should be. And also, after I drive it for like, I don't know, 500 miles or so, I will put it up on a lift and recheck everything. But yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna have some tires on this thing here in the next probably hour. So let's keep busy so we can see what this thing's gonna look like. Okay, now that everything is torqued down, I took some quick measurements. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the track bar in. I have it set close. I'm sure I'm gonna have to adjust it to get it perfectly centered, but it should be close enough. I'm gonna throw it in, and then we're gonna get some tires on this thing. I cannot wait to see what this thing looks like. So let's get this track bar in. Okay, so there you can see just how far we need to pull this thing. It's not too much, but it might not be fun with this thing on jack stands, but I'm going to try to get it in. I was definitely overthinking this. So since it's on the jack, I can literally just push the jack sideways. That ought to be close. Look at that. Okay, I can get that tightened down. All right, let's do this thing. Excuse me. Hey, one thing, these things ain't light. Oh, man. Woo! Let's get some lug nuts put on this thing. Guys, I am stoked. It looks so good. I'm going to get the other side thrown on quick, get it off the jack onto its own weight. Then I'm going to try to jack the front up so it sits level so I get a better look at what it's going to be like. But I've been dreaming of this. This looks good. I'm proud of this. I don't want to show you guys too much because, you know, I got to do a full reveal at the end of this. But, man, it looks good. I don't think I've smiled this much in a while. Like I said, this makes all the hard work and late nights in the garage worth it. All the money, everything. I'm happy that the rear's done. I mean, it's not done, but I can at least measure for a drive shaft now and get that ordered. But I still have the brake lines to hook up. Some final adjustments to make, probably with the track bar, make sure everything's centered. But other than that, it's pretty much done. And then once it's on the road, we'll worry about gears and lockers, which won't be too long after this, but a couple weeks. But yeah, next step's getting this 60 ready. It's still over here looking sad on the floor. It's painted up. The high steel arms are all done. I picked up those bushings and I'm working on building the high steel arms right now. It won't be too much longer. We'll be hitting the trails and hopefully with some of you guys. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe, like, share with a friend, turn notifications on if you want to get notified whenever I post. And we'll see you on the next one.